Welcome back to All Things Nerdy with Nate and Joe. I'm Nate. That's Joe. I never know which side he's on. But welcome back. We are excited to talk with you. We know it's been a couple weeks since we've done the podcast for good reason. Joe has been coming to Charlotte to hang out with me, and it's been awesome. We did an anime convention. I cosplayed as Engine. Joe cosplayed as Asta. My wife cosplayed as Freerin. It was incredible. Shout out to Big Anime Charlotte. It was a blast. It was a great convention, although I hated having to leave security and then go back through security, but that's a different topic for a different podcast. All that today, we're going to be talking about some good stuff. I'm going to pass it to you, Joe, and let you tell the people what we're going to be discussing.
Yep. So it was super fun. Went to Charlotte 2 weeks in a row. Uh, what was it like 5.5 hours at its base, but of course it takes longer that with traffic. But what we're going to be talking about today is like why it's hard for people to get into anime, like what reasons to kind of talk about like why people struggle and then like where to actually start if you want to get into anime, you want to give it a try.
Yeah, that's a
But
big.
without further ado, let's talk nerdy.
Let's talk nerdy. I'm so excited to jump into it. I was about to just. But so that's a big thing. I have so many friends that I know for a fact that if they just tried to watch anime, they would. What do you think to you, Joe, when you try to get people to watch anime, what is the one thing they tell you the most?
Basically, like they don't want to watch a cartoon.
Yes. Understand that, yes, we grew up watching cartoons, right? A lot of cartoons, Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, stuff like that, they are for kids, except for like, Rocket Power growing up. Rocket Power is incredible. I loved it. It was great. But animated TV is not necessarily for kids. There is a lot of like really dark stuff in anime. But more than anything, I hear that I don't watch cartoons. Now, McCroy might jump in here at some point, and McCroy is one of those people that I know for certain that if he could just get past the fact that it was animated, McCroy would love anime, the storytelling, the character development, the fights, all the things, right? But I truly believe the I don't watch cartoons is the biggest out that anybody has that they can't watch anime. Now look, some people just don't want to, and it's fine. But so Joe, how do we combat the I don't watch cartoons?
I mean, it comes down to more of like, I mean, if someone's just like, I'm just not going to watch cartoons, there's not really like, it's a cartoon. It is animated, right? But it kind of, as you said, like they're not geared towards children. There's psychological thrillers, there's horrors, there's romances, there's sports, there's sci-fi. Like basically any genre of like movie or TV show that you want to watch, there is an anime for that show. So it's like you're not watching, I don't know, Scooby Doo or something like that. Like it's literally like you mentioned some that are not made for kids. Like the first thing that popped in my mind was like the Attack of These Original Sin. Like I would never recommend that to any type of child, and that is a very dark, very real world
I don't know if
like
I'd recommend that to most
anime.
adults, just
Yeah,
because of
that
how heavy it is.
yeah, that one is probably the heaviest anime I've ever watched. And like I would, if someone's like animes for kids, I'm like, all right, maybe I would say, hey, go watch this then, if anime's for kids. And they would most likely come back and be like, anime is not for kids. I'm never letting my kids watch anime again.
Yeah, they also probably going to tell you I'm never going to watch anime again because of how sad I am. So,
Exactly. It's like, well, I changed your mind. Um,
do you want to win the battle or do you want to win the war? Like that's where Togepi's original sin is going to get you. My thing.
yeah.
So with this, I just tell people if you give it a shot. Right now, I haven't been the longest anime watching person. Right, I've only been in anime for a few years now. Shout out to you and Keaton and Eli for getting me into anime. Keaton asked me to watch Attack on Titan, and I did, and I fell in love with it. But like I had the signs there already that I'd be open to it. I watched Rick and Morty. I watched American Dad. I watched a lot of animated shows, and I loved Rick and Morty. Right, so I was already there that I was open to watching animated shows. But for people who are like, I don't want to watch cartoons, Tokubi's Original Sin is one. I think I like shorter ones. I think one of the things that adds to it being a cartoon or to that take, I try to avoid when recommending some newer shows or to people who are newer to anime, the ones that are like filled with like tropes or like that childish humor, because there are some. Some of anime is made for children, right? And stuff of that nature. But I mean, a lot of them are more adult driven, and those are the ones I try to recommend. Now I have like a go-to one when people are like, I want one, I don't want it to be childish. I have one that's just immediately my number one. I know what I'm going to recommend for the most part and all that. But the cartoon one,
Well,
like you said, Joe, like how do you combat it? Like I try to avoid shows that have the childish humor or like the over exaggerated emotions, which happens. It's an anime; they got to show it somehow, right? Animated show. But that's what I do.
I guess what is that? You mentioned you have a go-to. Like, what is the go-to?
Yeah. So for me, if somebody around my age or just an adult in general says I want to get into anime or I'd be willing to give it a shot, what do you think I should watch? I think I would go one of two ways. I would go one of three ways, I guess. I would go Castlevania. Castlevania is fantastic. It's adult. It is adult characters, which you don't get a ton in anime. A lot of anime, even though it is driven towards adults, it can still be like teenage type people, you know. So, but Castlevania gets over that. It is adults. The humor is adults. The combat is great. The story is great. All of Castlevania, plus people our age remember playing the game of Castlevania and all that stuff. Vinland Saga is fantastic. My biggest thing about Vinland Saga is kind of yelly a little bit. The first season, you know, but not bad overall. An incredible show. It is still a top five for me, even including season two. And then, oh, my third one. What was my third one? Oh, Devil May Cry. The music,
That's
like if I had
yep.
somebody that was a music fiend that was open to it but hadn't really got into it, Devil May Cry, the music that goes with it is it's fantastic. The story is whatever, right? But the animation is top notch. The music is incredible, and it doesn't have a lot of those childish things to it.
Yeah, I was when you're talking about the music, I just the "Freak on a Leash" song popped in my mind. Like they do the music so well in that one. Like usually in anime, like I don't honestly really notice the music that much, that kind of thing. But like Devil May Cry, like just times it perfectly with what's going on and everything. They do that very well.
Yeah,
Um,
and this is well. Let's ask you, Joe. What are some animes that you would recommend? Say I'm coming to you like, hey, I don't really watch cartoons, right? I hit you with that exact line. I don't really watch cartoons, Joe, but I guess I'm open to it if you want me to. What do you recommend I watch?
yeah, I mean, of course, you kind of try to ask a little bit about like what they're interested in, like what kind of genres and stuff like that. But I mean, I think maybe Psychopass is a pretty good like maybe like if they're more into like thriller, like drama, like that kind of stuff. And it's definitely like more of adult and not centered for kids, like that kind of stuff. Although it does get pretty crazy the further along you go. At least season one, I would recommend.
Yeah,
Um,
season two, I didn't care much for.
yeah, and if they like sports, maybe Blue Lock, like because I knew nothing about soccer, but I really enjoyed season one of Blue Lock. So
The fact that you recommend Blue Lock over Haikyuu is disappointing.
I've never seen Haiku, so I
That's
can't recommend it. I've never
okay.
seen it.
That's shocking. So, biggest takeaway from this is go watch Haikyuu. Actually, I haven't finished all of Haikyuu, but I need to, and it is incredible. But I play
Yeah,
volleyball, so
yeah. And I think like another reason, like there's several reasons that people like struggle to get into anime. I think one of them is like they don't want to read subtitles. Well, I mean, a lot of the new popular anime are now dubbed and actually have some really good voice actors, especially like I think of Solo Leveling, like the guy who does the main character Jinwoo or whatever. Like that's what I think in my head when I think of that character. Even though I watch a lot of it in um, with subtitles. Like I think "Arise," like that voice is just stuck in my head of like who that character is. So
I've actually never watched Solo Leveling in English, so
that's the thing. I watched most of like I watched the actual show in Japanese, but like I've seen videos and TikToks and like that's what stuck in my mind was the English voice actor and like he just goes "Arise" and it just sounds so cool and I'm like I wish I had his voice.
yeah. So I'm not big into like who the individual voice actors are. Like going to the anime con and like seeing the voice actors, I was like, these people don't matter to me, right? But I will say they are incredible at their craft. The voice actors for the English dubs are top notch across most of the shows. Although there has been some issues as of late with like AI transcribing and stuff like that, and that is terrible. That should not be in the anime world. It should not be welcomed or done in general. It's awful. But the shows that go out and get like real voice actors and stuff, it is incredible. There's several shows that I refuse to watch in subtitles because the voice actors are so talented, so good. Demon Slayer is one of those shows. The animation is incredible, and I want to focus on the animation versus reading, so I don't
Yeah,
watch sub.
and there's some like if I start it with dub, like their voices kind of get locked. So I don't want to like rush ahead and go to like the Japanese version or whatever. It's because like, well, now I know what these people sound like. That's who they sound like in my head. Like, so I have to finish it that way. I can't go to subtitle. But again, like that shouldn't be a barrier anymore because I mean, anime I feel like is a lot more mainstream and accessible now. So there's a lot more dubbed versions with great like voice actors. So
Yeah. Well, I do think in general anime is a lot more mainstream. There's already a ton of people that are into it and watch it or openly talk about it. I see videos all the time about how people are like, anime when I was a kid wasn't cool. Anime as a kid now, and it's awesome. And they like, missed my window or should have been born now and stuff like that. So I do think anime is much more mainstream, but there's still several roadblocks or reasons why we want to pull people into it, and they just refuse to be okay with it.
yeah,
This Go ahead.
maybe it's a little bit of that stigma from when we were growing up.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I have several friends who I know for a fact would love it if they just tried it and they refuse to. And then I got some friends who are like fringe anime watchers. They love it when they watch it, but they just don't take the time to watch a lot of it. But Netflix is helping it become mainstream by putting more and more on Netflix, although they are super behind. Like season 2 of JJK just got put on Netflix a couple months ago when season 3 is already released on Crunchyroll. And I think Haikyuu is on Netflix now, although it's just the Japanese version, which is fine. The licensing issues. I think is Hunter x Hunter on Netflix. I think Hunter x Hunter is on Netflix. There's a ton of anime on Netflix now, which makes it easier to watch. And then I do think some of the live actions, although you lose a lot of the luster, like the One Piece live action, although I hated the Chopper costume and stuff, like I just didn't care
I
for
haven't,
it.
I haven't
Um,
seen the second season, but I did enjoy the first season of the One Piece live action.
the One Piece live action, I think, is tastefully done. It brings a lot of that magic from One Piece, although I don't think a lot of it translates into the live action world. I do think they've done it really well, and I thought that has pulled a lot of people over into anime. And I guess that kind of takes me to my next point. One of my favorite things about anime and why I try to share it with everyone I can, and I will die on this hill. Anime Animated shows is one of the best vehicles for storytelling that is out there. Their live action does not matter. You can name any show. I don't care. There are animes that are better at storytelling than that show. People be like Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was a great storytelling show, yes, but Attack on Titan tells a better story, right? Like there are just so many. It allows you to dismiss your perception of reality. Like in a live action, if something crazy happens, you're like, I don't know about that, right? That's kind of weird. But in anime, something crazy happens, you're like, okay, this is their world. That's fine. right? Because like you put yourself in a position to believe it and be okay with it. Where a lot of times when you watch live actions, you associate everything with your world, right? And I think the only time we kind of get away from that is like we make a lot of excuses for like superhero shows and stuff like that because we go into it knowing those things are different. But on
Yeah.
anime, you go into it and you're just kind of wide open. You don't have any perceptions of what the world should be like. Did I freeze or did you freeze, Joe?
Somebody froze. They look like you, but I'm not
Oh,
sure. You're
great.
back there.
Love that. Love that. So, what are your thoughts on that, Joe? How do you feel about the storytelling and all of that with anime versus live action? And do you think that could be a selling point to help get people into anime?
Uh, the storytelling anime is top tier. I like if you're meaning like starting with a live action. I mean, the only good one that I can think of is One Piece. So,
Oh no,
uh,
no! I'm saying like storytelling in anime versus storytelling in live action shows
oh
in
yeah,
general, and the difference between the two.
yeah. So I mean, there's obviously a difference. Like I said, Breaking Bad tells a good story, but again, like it's in like our world, like that kind of thing. Whereas anime can basically create its own universe and create its own world, and it just like it does such a good job of storytelling. Like I mean, there's like in Naruto, you think like when you lose a character, like you feel that loss, like that kind of stuff. And like, yeah, there are some, books to me, like Harry Potter, for instance. I mean, that's less live action or whatever, but that tells a good story. And it's a wholly, completely different world, like that kind of thing. But in Star Wars, like you kind of think like that. Like there are some live action that tells a good story that gets you hooked, but like when you think about anime, there's thousands of them. Like it's literally there's not just one or two. Like it's basically every anime that you watch. Like tells a great story. Oh, I don't want to say every. There are
No,
really bad
not
anime
all.
too.
Don't watch Ragnarok on
Yeah,
Netflix. It is not a
yeah.
good story.
Do not watch Goblin Slayer. I would don't recommend that one. But yeah, but I guess that kind of ties to another like people like are afraid to get into anime because it's an almost an overwhelming amount of content, right? Like there's thousands of shows. There's long running shows like One Piece that has thousands of episodes and is still going, like long shows like Naruto that scare people off. But so people like I don't even know where to start. But like like you said, there are shorter ones. There's one that are one season, 12 episodes, 24 episodes, like where it's basically like a mini movie, which like I prefer those, like or like the mini series that are like basically like a super long movie. Like I love those. Like
Yeah. That is a huge issue for a lot of people. I do believe like the anime universe is overwhelming for a lot of people, especially just getting into it. Like if you go to Crunchyroll, Crunchyroll is a lot. And unless you have something just in mind to watch, you know, you get on there and you start looking around, you're just like, oh my God. And some of
yeah,
the like title art and stuff like that, you're like, oh God, and it can just be very off putting. And then say you do pick something and you see that it's got 1,000 episodes and you're like, oh my gosh. And then 8 episodes in, there's a filler and you don't expect fillers. And you're like, why is there an Elvis Presley show happening right now in this anime, right? Uh
Naruto.
yeah, Naruto and things of that nature. So it can just be overwhelming. I remember when I first started, I was trying to find like Mugen Train for Demon Slayer, but I was like looking at like Mugen Train. I wasn't going to Demon Slayer. I wasn't looking. And then they're like, it's a movie, but on Crunchyroll, they also have it as a season. It's like broken
Yep.
down and stuff like that. I'm like, well, which one do I watch? And but now like I got it all figured out, but it was a lot. I remember being like, this is tough. Like if I didn't have y'all, like I was asking Keen, like, do I watch this, do I watch this? He's like, it's the same thing. I'm like, no, it's not. you
Yeah.
know and
Eh, worst comes to worst, just ask us. We'll help you. Like we've watched enough, or someone in your circle, like someone knows about anime or what you should watch, that kind of stuff. But um, I guess like another like struggle to entry barrier to entry is like fan intensity, like very overly passionate people, like that kind of stuff. Like and I don't think you are either, but we're definitely not those type of people. Like honestly, half of the stuff people know about anime, I don't know it. And I would say like compared to some people, I'm a very casual anime fan, even though I have tattoos of anime like on my skin. I still consider myself a very casual anime fan because I don't know lore behind most of the stuff. I forget people's names. Like I literally just went and dressed up as Asta at an anime convention, but I'm just like, yeah, I'm a very casual fan. And people are like,
Yeah,
are you really?
I think that speaks more to our culture as people in general about how like we have information at our fingertips now, and like if you're going to do something you have to be the best. Like you can't be a casual at anything. To be called a casual is a negative term, right? Like, oh, you're just a casual. Well, yeah, I'm old. I got hobbies, right? I got other
Yeah.
things to do, you know. So like it is okay to be a casual fan and just enjoy it for what it is and forget names and stuff like that. But like from the passionate fandom, like I kind of push back all the time. Like I see people Hunter, 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 Hunter. I'm quick to be like Hunter, Hunter mid at best, right? I
you're
don't
gonna
care.
you're gonna incite riots with that one.
Yeah, well, it's facts. It is just mid at best.
Yeah,
There's 100 other anime. Well, I don't know about 100, but there's a ton of other animes I would recommend over Hunter x Hunter. So,
yeah.
but that fandom, bro, I could possibly get punched if I said that out loud, surrounded like at like a Hunter x Hunter convention, which I wouldn't go to that. But if I was, and I said, I would probably get jumped. It's the same with like the My Hero fandom. The
Yeah.
My Hero fandom defends everything. It's like their show's not open to being critiqued. And it's one of the most frustrating things because where the show is good, there's a lot that's wrong with it. There's literally like 4 seasons of just coasting. You start with 100 characters and end with 99 characters over 8 seasons. That's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, like, but people like us, like we definitely, I feel like are a lot more like we share our opinions, but I don't know. I'm not like I don't care that you have an opposing opinion with me. The only person I really argue about anime with is you and Keaton, and sometimes Eli, and that's just because it's fun,
Yeah, I
because it's
enjoy it.
funny.
I
I'm not
like
gonna go. Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with a stranger because I feel like they're wrong about Hunter x Hunter. Um, but we do have a comment. It says, "What's the background?" I'm gonna say she's talking about your background because it's pretty lame over there.
what?
Um,
Look at all this. This is
I'm
high
just,
quality. High quality. I
but
even have
talking about
my 3D printed
but
egg.
yeah, I'm just kidding. She's probably talking about mine, and my background is a bunch of different anime characters. It felt fitting for the show,
I
so
think it's
we're
great,
talking about
Joe.
anime. Yeah, um, but but yeah, so I think like fan culture intensity. If you're getting attacked or you feel like you're around the people that are like basically not allowing you to be part of the circle, maybe inside jokes, or feels like you need to do homework before you watch an anime or something like that. Maybe you're just talking to the wrong people. I don't think anime is a problem. I think the people you're surrounding yourself is the problem.
Yeah, and a big thing is also like when people recommend things, it ain't the end all be all. Like you can tell me everything you love about TV. I can recommend a show that I think hits all of those things, and it still not resonate with you. And then you could change and go watch something else that that other people recommend that don't hit any of your boxes and love it, right? Like I love character building. I love storytelling. I love character development. I can watch Solo Leveling no problem, and it has almost none of those things. It has good fights, and that's it. I guess it has character development because like he's he's developing constantly, but it's more annoyance than anything.
Yeah, it's plot armor. Um, but like I think like again like to get into anime, I think you just have to just do it. Just like there shouldn't be a barrier that you can't talk through.
But
Like
it,
just give it a shot. Whatever
yeah,
whatever your favorite TV show is, there's an anime that's going to be super similar. Just try it out. See if you like it. And if you don't like it, you still can't get past the it's a cartoon, or you find one that has really yelly people in it, like the can't get past the tropes, that kind of stuff. Like,
Some of
yeah,
the tropes are bad.
yeah,
Some of them are
yeah.
bad. That's up there with fan service for me. I don't really appreciate fan service. So I would never recommend a show that is heavy fan service to people because it's just weird. And like some anime, Naruto is guilty of this. They have some moments where I'm like, that's uncomfortable. Like Jiraiya with Naruto when he uses the sexy jutsu. Like, bro, you still know that's your god kid Naruto. Like, I don't know why you being weird.
Yeah, I think like a lot of kind of when I watch anime, I guess somehow just gloss over a lot of the tropes. Like I'm just like I don't pay attention to them. I don't commit them to memory, that kind of thing. Because
Well, I don't
like
think I would have paid much attention to fan service if I wouldn't have got burnt a couple times. Joseph.
yeah, that's my bad. Look, when I'm watching anime, like if it's something like a trope or something, it's like I don't know, my mind just glazes over and I don't pay attention to it. Like, and my memory is not great anyway. So about a month after I watch a show of an anime, I have to go like look stuff up and remember what I just watched 30 days ago. So,
Yeah.
or if I start another anime immediately after, like, yeah, I have to go Google and be like, all right, what was this about again? Who are the characters? I enjoy it while I watch it. I just don't have a great memory for it afterwards. So,
See,
but
I
yeah,
have
that's
I
my
have several
bad.
stories.
No,
You just
the
led me out to cook, man. I'm like, oh my
yeah,
god. The
yeah,
mother-in-law one? Bro, I'll
with
never.
Clevities or like,
Yeah, Clevitus? Yeah, dude, you did me so dirty. I ain't
dude,
even.
and it was crazy. I didn't even remember the scene. I had to go back and like I
Yes, you did,
googled it and
Joe.
like
There's
went
no way
back.
you forget that. No way.
I had to go back and rewatch it because again, like if I when I burn through anime stuff like that, I just kind of gloss over that kind of stuff. But we are at our allotted time for the day. I do have a meeting right after this, so we I have to get going. But is there anything you guys want to end on or anything, or
Yeah,
you
go
in
go
general?
watch Castlevania. It's fantastic. Or Devil May Cry. Either one of those are both fantastic to start with. Go do that and enjoy it and
Yeah.
love anime because it's awesome.
And also, if you want to be depressed and want something really dark and heavy, that's definitely not for kids. Takopi's Original Sin.
Don't do
That
that.
just, if you like feeling in your feels and being depressed, that's what you should watch. But I don't recommend it if you don't. But all right, guys, see y'all next time. I still am trying to figure out. Not there. It is. I clicked it.
It's still